Hello, it's Galen. Galen's got Parkinson's. I want to sort of think today about the future of gaming. And I've heard people say that wargaming, it's dying, it's had it. There's not enough youngsters coming in, games are changing. I don't agree with either of those things. I've just watched a YouTube Little Wars TV at Historicon, and wow, those games are not little. And there are loads and loads of youngsters there who are even inventing their own games. If you get a chance to have a look, 2025, look at Historicon, find the little girl who's done the game with the ducks, where you have to say quack, quack when you get bumped by another duck. Awesome. You can never generalise, we know that. I've also heard people say, well, yeah, historical gamers tend to have the big games. And many games nowadays are not what people do. And so youngsters or new people coming into the game are not going to do the Battle of Waterloo or Gettysburg. They are going to get the game in a box that all makes sense, with rules and figures and everything in a box. So have games really got smaller? If you look at the shelves, you could argue they have. Strike Team, Commander, but a lot of them are sci-fi, aren't they? Stargrave, Halo, Flashpoint, Core Space. But I know there are historical games that you could argue are skirmishes. Gangs of Rome. Gangs of York, that'd be a different game, wouldn't it? So Gangs of Rome, Test of Honour, Dux Britannium, and it would be Kings. Chain of Command even is a, you can break it down, it's really a skirmish game, sort of platoon size, maybe squads. They trend games, don't they? People want everything. They want to have a game that's proven before people will publish it. It has to have shown profitability. So the people manufacturing these games will only manufacture games that have shown profitability. So to have all of the criteria for that, you have to have sales figures and things. Now, when I was a lad, when I was a lad, things were different. I used to go in the local wargame shop, of which there were many, and I would buy 4 Hinchcliffe Napoleonic soldiers, 25mm, because all I could afford. I'd go to Woolworths, I'd get my paint them. Following week, I'd get another 4, and I'd paint them. And I'd get an army based on Wargames Research Group rules. So I'll probably have about 30 figures in an infantry unit, and I might have an artillery piece, and I'd have a few cavalry. That was what I had. Now, I didn't think I was skirmish wargaming. I thought I was wargaming. And I couldn't afford any more. So for me, I was always really, until I retired and had disposable income, I was always a skirmish wargamer. We would occasionally, maybe once a month, all get together with our little armies and put them together to have a big game. But we weren't having big games. And think about it. You don't do big epic games at your wargames club, because normally you're only there a couple of hours. So you need to set it up, play it, take it away again. You need rules that everybody understands. You've got to know the rules. Another trend I find, when I first started wargaming, people would play a game. I mean, you went to a wargame club, they were doing, generally speaking, Napoleonic. That was my experience, pretty much. Every club I went to, the core game was Napoleonic. You might find others, English Civil War, American Civil War, they were all there, fantasy, they were all around, but the core generally was Napoleonic. That's not true anymore. See, my club, there are some people who play Napoleonic, Shako, they do it, that's what they do. Some people who do rapid fire World War II, that's what they do. But they will play other games if other games are on. I tend to be the sort of group of four of us. Somebody will put a game on, we play that game. Doesn't matter what it is, whether it's Sails of Glory or a 15mm Napoleonic game set in North Africa, or a World War II game, or a colonial game. We play it. We keep going round and round and round and round. Now, I have favourite games, but they're not really sort of... I do have an epic or two game, but they tend to be smaller scale. So I have 6mm Napoleonic. I have 15mm sci-fi big army. But I've also got 28mm role-play type games, like Stargrave. I play Dungeons and Dragons. I play Traveller. So I don't play one rather than all the others. I suppose another danger is that older gamers like me, I'll dying. Maybe we're stopping producing our own rules and games, and youngsters are coming through. And the youngsters have got a different view of life. They aren't like we were. So maybe the game's changing. I don't think that's a bad thing. I mean, we changed as an animal, and we evolved. It's called evolution, and it's what helps you survive, doesn't it? So I think it's exciting that all these new ideas are coming out. I don't think it'll ever kill the historic grand battle. I think any wargamer who goes into a room and sees 30 foot of tables covered in Roman legions advancing towards the Gauls in a well-made scene with good rules and beautiful figures will go, wow, yes. You might not go, I'm ditching all my figures, that's all going in the bin, I'm now going to do that. But you'll still be wowed by it. We all are. But I don't go, right, that's what I'm going to do now. Small games, skirmish games, are quick to learn. They have quick play, good rules you can learn, and you can relearn. So if you don't play that game for 2 months, 3 months, it's quick to just refresh yourself next time you play them. Whereas maybe, certainly Wargames Research Group in the old days, but now Shako, Rapid Fire, Bolt Action, you might need to have someone who really knows it well just to chivvy you along. But I play a lot of Test of Honour, the Japanese game. That's a doddle. That really is a doddle. And even someone of my baffled and befuddled wits can come back to that after any number of months. And it's very quick to sort that out. Well, whatever we have now is better than ever because we've got choice. We can still buy the Napoleonics. In fact, we can buy more Napoleonics than we can jag a stick at. Good companies, Perry's, Foundry. I'm not even going abroad. I'm just talking about the ones in Newark. Just you've got. We've got beautiful figures. Every scale, and with 3D printing's come along. I bought for my Dark Ages army for Dux Britannium. I fight it in an Arthurian realm. So I've got King Arthur and Knights of the Round Table, and then I've got other legends. So I've got Beowulf, and I know that's not historically accurate, but I can do what I like because it's my room and it's my game. There's nobody else here. So I think Beowulf. So I went to look at Beowulf, 3D printed. And I thought, oh, okay. And beautiful figure of Beowulf, really nice. And then it said, what scale do you want him? Do you want him 54mm? So right down to 6mm. And it was the same figure. But they altered the, what do you call it, all the 3D printing. So I could have had a 28mm version. I had a 28mm version of him. But I could have had a 15mm version of him. They've only got to press a button. How cool is that? So we're just getting more and more choice. A pal of mine we went to a wargames convention fair. I was looking to get a British army to fight my French 6mm. My French 6mm are, I think, Pendragon, I can't remember, I've had them a long time. Anyway, they're all painted, they're all based, I've had them yonks. He's starting afresh. So we're wandering around and suddenly we saw MDF2 like flats. And there were bags full of them for a couple of quid. More than you can ever need. And now he's painted them. You can't tell the difference between them and mine at sort of 6mm. They're just red jacketed men with black hats and little faces, backpacks. They've got some detail. They're not like just flat, but something else is new that we might have pulled a face at. I remember at my first wargames club back in the early 70s. The rule was it had to be metal figures. They had to be from a company that we recognised. At that time, Hinchcliffe was what they meant. They had to be painted to the best of your ability. They were strict. And I don't know, some of you, if you're my age and you're in the UK, you might remember the 60s, 70s arguments between people like the minifigs producers and the snobbery of the more orthodox London producers who wouldn't even put minifigs adverts in their magazines. Then you got people like Bill Lamming up in Hull doing his own thing. It was a different world. It wasn't collaborative. It wasn't nice. There were wrong things in the past. The past is, everyone says that, don't they? Oh, the past was great. Yeah, what, rickets, scurvy, plague. Sign me up. No, it wasn't better. It was rubbish. It's better now. So I think the idea that historical big games are ever going to go away is nonsense. I think the idea that skirmish games are replacing big games is nonsense. Nothing's ever changed. What's changed is we now have a huge amount of choice, and we can choose not to do it. Your choice means choosing. You don't have to choose to do it. You can choose not to do it. No one's making us do whatever it is we're doing. So that's not a problem. If these games in boxes or all of these different periods, pirates, and kids are watching Pirates of the Caribbean or Black Sails, and they want to then, oh, you can wargame that, you can play that. You don't even need to tell us a wargame. Well, we can play, oh, we got a pirate game. Great. I mean, when I was a kid, it was like Robin Hood, wasn't it? Robin Hood, riding through the glen. So we all had things we like. Films, popular films people like. But make them into war games. It's not a bad thing, isn't it? Some kid wants to play a game with Transformers, or Star Trek, Star Wars. Fill his boots, good lad, go for it. We shouldn't be gloomy and say, oh, he's not doing the Battle of Gettysburg. Well, no, because he's not interested. He's interested in what he's doing, and we're interested in what we're doing. And we might be able, here's a revolutionary thought to finish with, we might be able to learn something from these youngsters. There are more skirmish games available. Yeah, that's good. That means the hobby's popular. There's a great variety of games. Great. That means the hobby's growing. It's not ever going to be a bad thing while we embrace the change and we go forward. We should be trying to get more youngsters involved. We should definitely be wondering why on earth we haven't got women and girls playing. I am, at some point quite soon in the future, going to have a wargamer of the girl/lady variety, and we can ask that question. If you've any other questions to ask, keep it clean. That might be useful. You could look at the comment section or in the community thing. But there's evidence. I think, again, Little Wars TV did a poll. And they looked at women that played the game when they were young and dropped out. I used to run, I was a teacher. I always used to run wargames clubs at every school I was at. There were as many girls playing as boys. Those girls are not playing now. Why? There must be a reason for it. Either the games don't appeal, or we as men are cocking it up and doing something wrong, which is more than likely. On the Little Wars TV programme about ladies in this hobby, they were saying they've come up against a lot of patronising attitude where men move their figures for them, or sort of explain the subtle nuances of what, that's a 3 on your dice. You shut up, pudding, I've been playing longer than you have. If that's happening, we need to find out, and we need to stamp on that. But we need people playing of every age, every sex, every level of ability. We need to find things that get people interested, because like anything else, we know it's fun, don't we? If you've turned on this video and tuned into this channel and listened for the 16 and a half minutes I've been yapping on, you're still here, you like this hobby. Good. So we need other people to understand why we like it. Look what it's got. We can paint figures. We can research. We can do fantasy, sci-fi. We've got everything. We can have entire worlds in our own heads that we create. We can interact with other people. We've got maps. We've got everything. We have got everything. There is no hobby on this planet that comes close to having the variety, the excitement, and the fulfillment that ours has. I started wargaming in the 60s, 1966, 67. I have thought about, created something to do with wargames every single day since. That's not an exaggeration. Even like today, when I wasn't wargaming, I wasn't making these, I was on the Xbox and I was playing XCOM. That's a space war game. And what's nice about it, when you blow things up, they blow up. You can hide in buildings, the enemy can't see you. It's great. It's like, it's fantastic. You've just think not what you can do for your hobby. No. So think not what your hobby could do for you. That's right. But what you could do for your hobby. Bye, Joe.